Hi, my name is Faiz Mohammed, and you are listening to Icons Unplugged, where every voice tells a story. You've seen their work, you know their name, but you never heard them talk like this. They are unplugged, unfiltered, unscripted, and unforgettable. Today's recording is very special for me. Hi, Prithvi. A very warm welcome to you to Icons Unplugged.
Thank
I
you.
must tell you, this is our first recording,
Yay.
and you are an icon in every right. You are a radio icon, but not many people know that you've been a national level tennis player. You are a certified paraglider. You've been a champion Bigg Boss contestant. You changed a lot of radio stations, but if there are one thing which you haven't changed is being a radio jockey. So I
Absolutely.
admire you for that.
Thank you so much. It's my privilege. Actually, I'm very humbled that you refer to me as an icon. Thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah, radio has been my lifelong love.
And it's been 20 years now where we work together. We started our career.
2006 was the inception of Radio 1. That's when you and I started in a private radio station. Even before that, I started with All India Radio for another 3 to 4 years as a part-time radio jockey. Some of my friends just nudged me and said, I think you should give it a shot. You should go to Channel V, MTV. I have auditioned everywhere. But finally landed as a radio jockey thanks to Radio 1. That was the second audition ever after All India Radio. Damn excited. It's been a fantastic journey. I remember I used to listen to Radio City back in the days. Imitate Suresh Venkat's voice, and I was like, wow, this guy's so awesome. And they were the pioneers.
Absolutely.
FM was something, wow, for all the kids. I was a kid, almost, more or less, more than 20, 23, 25 years ago. Yeah, it's been, more than almost 25 years.
Yeah, I remember because I also started my career with Radio City, and it was back in the day. It was a part of Star India Private Limited, and we were Star India employees.
Absolutely.
And the best part was, I still believe that's when the golden era of radio started. And I'm sure you would agree that at that point of time, probably radio was as popular as what Instagram is today, and RJs enjoyed a celebrity status.
Absolutely. It was a monopoly, and especially Radio 1. We were the only Bollywood station for the longest time.
Absolutely.
No competition. It was like a long 10-year vacation.
Very
We
true.
enjoyed the popularity, enjoyed every bit of what radio has given us.
And you also became the national level, the best RJ in the country.
That was a big surprise. And I was like, for the longest time, I had a lot of self-doubt. Be it anchoring an event, vis-a-vis being a radio jockey. It took me many, many shows, maybe years, to believe that I was reasonably good as a radio jockey or reasonably good as an anchor. You just brought up the whole Best Radio Jockey award. Those are the moments, along with the feedback from the people and the listeners, that made me believe that people do like me for what I do as a radio jockey or as a presenter or as an anchor. It took me many, many shows to really believe that. I was in self-doubt.
Self-doubt, really? I can't really believe it, because I have seen the kind of aura you enjoyed, because we used to do a lot of live, going live from a lot of places.
True.
And fans used to be crazy at that point of time. I've really seen the kind of, I think the aura and the kind of feedback at that point of time. People would go crazy, and your humor was something which was crazy, hilarious.
Yeah, so that was the much later scenario. I'm talking about even before that. To get there, I spent a lot of time reflecting, understanding, rectifying, correcting the presentation skills, the style. I didn't know who I was as a person behind the mic. I aspired sometimes to be sounding like Rohit Bakar, sometimes like Suresh Venkat, sometimes like this, sometimes that. You don't have your own style. to break loose from having influences of other radio jockeys or other anchors took a lot of time. You taking the reference of people who were dying to meet me and all this fan following, that is much later. That was already few years into being a radio jockey. I'm talking about the years just before that.
Yeah, I think when we began, I remember that in one of our offsite, the biggest question was that how do we get there? And I think that is what we gave ourselves a time, and we decided that probably these are the strategies which will help us getting there for that matter.
And we got there.
Absolutely.
We were the number one station on Radio 1.
And the birthday Bakra was itself a rage. And I think that actually catapulted the radio station and the morning show to a different level.
Yeah, it grew very, very popular. I became popular because of those segments, birthday Bakras. I used to pull a genuine prank to a genuine listener without being without any rehearsals, or I just had a rough plot. This is what I'm going to do. I used to get references. For example, if you messaged me and said, Prithvi, it's my mother's birthday. I want you to pull a prank. I used to call back the listener asking the details about the mother. Has she shopped recently? This, that, few details. And I used to have a rough plot. But everything depends on your response when I genuinely call that person, right? It can go anywhere. So all the Bakras, the birthday Bakras had a genuine listener who genuinely was pranked. That really grew in popularity a lot. It was very, very famous.
In an age where, today every stand-up comedy or everything is scripted, to have a birthday Bakra like property which is 100% genuine. And at the time, I think the most fascinating thing was we were running a Bollywood radio station and a segment was Prithvi ko Hindi kyun nahi aati?
हाँ, क्योंकि जाती आता कम जाता ज़्यादा है. मैं साउथ इंडियन हूँ ना. मेरा उच्चारण, how was the word? उच्चारण ऐसा ही है. अब भी इसका फायदा उठाता हूँ. This is, who knew that me having this raw South Indian accent actually turned around into an entertaining segment. This was actually, I don't know if you remember, Faiz, this was inspired by the listeners.
I do.
I accidentally spoken few words of Hindi. Smita back in the days used to tease my Hindi. She used to be my co-host for year 1 of Radio 1. Then I realized every time I spoke Hindi, people actually enjoyed it.
Absolutely.
That's how this segment was formed, that Prithvi ko Hindi kyun nahi aati, where I used to ask people to randomly give me a word and I used to form sentences, make an ass of myself, and that became a popular segment. That was also very popular.
They found it very cute.
So popular that every other station that I jumped wanted to retain that segment.
Yeah.
Yeah. It had बहुत popular हो गया था वो.
So if I were to ask you, from that person who was like an unpolished diamond which became a diamond.
आज भी unpolished diamond ही हूँ. हिंदी
unpolished है.
हाँ. In standpoint of Hindi, आज भी unpolished ही हूँ. I want to keep it that way so that it has some entertaining value.
Very true. But then you became a Bangalore ka Don and now you are
Bangalore ka Bond. That was the positioning at the Fever 104.
Bangalore ka Bond, and now I hear you are a Pakka local.
Totally.
So, are these like split personalities, or who's the real Prithvi then? Will the real Prithvi please stand up?
This is the real Prithvi. Pakka. Actually, all of it was more or less at different stages. Every person evolves. You have your own evolution. You have your own journey. What was 5 years ago, 10 years ago,
Very
15
true.
years ago to what you are today. It's just split personality. No, it's the same you. So different positioning. This is a great fit right now. Pakka local, because that's truly me, localite.
Very true. I think when we were working together, if I were to tell you that one fine day I am going to interview, the roles will be reversed. who could have guessed it?
Fairs, yeah. We're all continuously evolving, changing, adapting. It's all us.
But as a marketing person, and as today we look at various businesses, and today, I'm running a marketing consultancy firm called Prestige Marketing. if there's one thing which probably, we all are, biased and believers of radio. But if I were to ask you an honest assessment, how relevant do you find radio today?
Very, very relevant, at least from all the advertisers' point of view. People who come on board. I will tell you this, in the last decade or even longer, I always had a show sponsor.
Very true.
Every single day.
Thanks
of
to us.
my radio. Thanks to you. Thanks to each other. Why would he want to sponsor my show?
Very true.
When you go and sell, hey, you want to be take up a sponsorship for Prithvi show. Why would anybody want to believe in that? Because they have seen the benefit too, especially the real estate. All my life of being in radio, I've had a real estate client regularly on my show as a show sponsor.
And it all began with one client who gave us 1 crore, and it was like unbelievable for even Mumbai and Delhi teams that,
I know.
probably we could crack a 1 crore client for a morning show sponsorship at that point of time.
Yeah.
So you feel that radio is still relevant today?
Absolutely. Otherwise, why would I actually have a show sponsor regularly on my show? It's a real estate client again. I think it's really working for them. Whoever is on board, it's working for all of them. Why would they come back to radio? I'm sure it is diversified. It's gone a lot, split multiple ways. Digital, you have influencers coming in and the regular print TV. But you're asking me if radio is working, I'm 100% sure it is. Otherwise, why would we still rake in money and keep the companies going the way they are?
Prithvi, even today my WhatsApp status says FM bole to Faiz Mohammed.
Really?
Yeah. But if I were to ask you that today, if an aspiring youngster, if he is looking or she is looking at a radio career, what do you have to say for them? I think, should people aspire to be RJs?
I mean, it's totally left to them. What they want to aspire, who they want to aspire. Let me make I statement. For me, it worked really well. I was lucky, and also the time that we started radio was great for it to bloom the way it did. Who saw this coming? I didn't know. It's like the radio back then was perhaps the AIs of today.
No doubt.
Infinite growth. Who knew that? I didn't aspire to be a radio jockey to begin with. For me, it was an accidental career choice. I didn't aspire to be an MC, anchor person. It's an accidental choice. But I have made a full-fledged career out of it. It just blossomed and evolved the way it did. Did I see that in the past? If you're asking me this question back then, I would have no answer. I still don't have an answer when you ask me, should people aspire to be a radio jockey? I don't know. I made a full-fledged career out of it. I'm happy. I don't think I would trade this for anything else right now.
But I think a lot of people would like to know that if you weren't an RJ, then what career would you be in?
So, see, my source of livelihood, my source of revenue is being a radio jockey, 1. 2 is an anchor person. If not for radio jockey, I would be an anchor person. If you take away both, perhaps, maybe, I would have aspired to be in the fashion industry, maybe a fashion designer. I love experimenting with clothes, the clothes I wear, the accessories I use. And also I have a very keen interest on anything to do with fashion. It could be apparels as well as interiors too. I have a very keen interest on interiors of a house, interiors, the decor, all of it. So maybe, I don't know, I could
lot of people
try.
lot of people keep mentioning that you are the Ranveer Singh of the radio industry for your choice of clothes. Your wardrobe is a revelation by itself. So, I mean, when did this start? I think was he the inspiration, or is it something which?
No, I have always been experimenting with my clothes. I tell you the truth is, I am bored with men's fashion. Really boring. What do we have? Jeans. It's done to death. Bored of jeans. So basically, we have shorts, pants, shirts, t-shirts. You have nothing else. The ladies have such an array of choices, and You won't believe, I wear a lot of
Like you're wearing a nose ring now.
not nose ring. That's accessories. I wear a lot of ladies' t-shirt too because I like the way it is designed and fit, the tapering, the length, some of the pants, trousers. People won't even know, but I've worn so many ladies' clothes. We have very limited choice. Out of sheer boredom, I started experimenting with clothes. That's how me experimenting with clothes actually started.
That's fascinating, Prithvi.
Really out of boredom.
One career choice which I also had in mind for you is, to become a fitness trainer, because since the time I saw you, you were like 45 kgs. So, literally I am like, if I were to remember our past, it's like 20 years back and 20 to 40 kgs earlier. So,
Fitness has always been a part of me. I think it's in my DNA because I started as a tennis player professionally. I trained a lot. I was physically very fit during the tennis days. Not sure with the tennis skills. I didn't do so well, but fitness-wise, I was. So, fitness is something. Is a part of my lifestyle. It is like having breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Fitness is a part of it. It's always been, especially in the recent last few years, even more so. I've completely given up smoking, completely given up drinking.
Oh.
I've made a lot of lifestyle changes.
That's brilliant.
Even more taken to weight training. And for whoever is watching this, unsolicited piece of advice. Because as you age, you lose muscle texture, you lose bone density. You see in very aged people how they shrivel like this. If you want to stay healthy even till you're 80, 90, ideally what everyone should do is to start lifting weights.
True.
Lift weight, maintain your bone density, your muscle density, your clothes fall fine, you will be erect and you'll have a good posture. I think it's very, very important for everyone to take up to some sort of fitness, whatever you like.
Yeah.
The lowest, let's assume you're the laziest person ever. The lowest you can do is at least walk.
Walk.
Keep your spine health.
Walking is such underrated.
At least.
They generally say that, you don't stop exercising because you grow old, but you grow old because you stop exercising.
Yeah,
so that's
I
something
think,
which
I think
one
more or
should
less,
definitely
yes.
keep in mind.
The lowest you have to do resistance training, according to me.
But
at least do Surya Namaskaras.
But radio can get very sedentary also, right? Because you are in the studio all the time for almost more than 4 hours. And
it's not even remotely sedentary as an IT professional. They are the ones who are seated all the time.
True.
Maybe editors of a movie or influencers, or maybe they do move a lot. Radio is not as sedentary as other professions to begin with. So my show is now it's 5 to 9 live every day. Actually, you're sitting for 4 hours max. I have the rest of the day for myself. So radio is not so sedentary. Even during those ad breaks, we can move up and down. So whether you have a sedentary lifestyle or not, I think some exercise is something that it should be instilled.
And having a sense of humor like yours and being stress-free also helps, I suppose. So,
Sense of humor, Faz, has held me in good stead all my life.
yeah, very true. And at the cost of not trying to patronize you, you got the real sense of humor for that matter. You unlike a lot of people whom I see that, they can be a little fake when it comes to humor, your humor is really genuine.
Thank you.
And I know that even when the mic is off, you do a lot of crazy things, both around everybody, and you used to keep the office environment quite fun.
Thanks, yeah. I don't want to be a different person behind the mic, a different person otherwise. That is something that I have trained myself to be, the person I have. When I said it held me in good stead, I honestly believe humor can break down a problem to its desired proportion.
Fantastic.
You apply humor anywhere versus you take away the humor from the problem. The problem seems unsurmountable sometimes. It can become cancerous and keep growing.
Mm-hmm.
Humor, I think, gives a reality check to how much this problem deserves your attention. It has held me in good stead in both my marriages, in all life-changing situations, from career choices, from coming to tennis, not knowing what else to do, doing my dad's business, goldsmith suddenly, and then radio happened. The entire humor has been a good friend and held me in good stead.
So humor has been a therapy for you.
Absolutely.
And you've been very conscious.
Cheapest psychiatry is humor.
Wow.
Easy.
What
Easy. Anybody can do it. Just smile and laugh and bring in some humor.
I
See
think
the lighter side of life.
You gave a thumbnail for this podcast now. So Prithvi, you've done so many crazy things for your colleagues, for your listeners. What is the craziest thing any listener could do for you?
Not could, has done.
Oh wow. Okay.
To listeners. This was a shocker. See, now I can say it in this tone. But back in the day, it was very different for me. I didn't know how to react. There was this girl who walked into the studio and opened her sleeves and showed my big tattoo on her hand.
Wow.
Me holding a mic in some event. Big! This big tattoo.
God.
Now, it's very flattering. It's also scary.
Yes.
Look, I didn't know. Do I owe you anything? What do I do? What do I owe you for you doing this to me? I don't know. I didn't ask. It was
this takes obsession to crazy levels.
and I could not believe. These are the times that I have known that okay, I've made an impact as a radio jockey or as a anchor. You don't know your worth sometimes. You don't know what your worth. How are you impacting people? These are all the moments. Feedback from people to messaging and flattery to this is flattery to a different extent. There was another lady who came with a tattoo here, with a heart and Prithvi here. I'm still in touch with those ladies.
So sweet.
Genuinely, they really made my day.
For all you know, you could have started a religion.
Some iconic religion. But those are the crazy things that people have done, and I'm ever grateful that I had the privilege to see this. It's awesome. Thank you, both the ladies.
It's quite unbelievable, right?
It's love to a different level, which I never expected.
What has been the craziest moment for you? Because I'm sure you interviewed a lot of celebrities. And, probably the kind of exposure we got.
In Radio 1, yes. How many Bollywood celebrities dropped by like this to the studio? You name it, we have interviewed everyone, Faz. Amir Khan to...
The Three Idiots gang was like...
Entire, yes.
The Priyanka Chopra and Shahid Kapoor for Kamine.
Kangana Ranaut. We have interviewed every Bollywood celebrity there. He is almost back in the days.
So basically living our dreams.
Totally, man. Radio 1 was something else. Back then, this was only Bollywood station in Bangalore, and therefore, the actors physically had to mark their attendance in our studio. They really had to come and promote their movies. Now you have multiple stations, right? They can give an interview in one place, and that interview can be carried out to different places. But back in the days, when we were the only Bollywood station, every Bollywood celebrity dropped by. The local celebrities dropped by.
So
what an exposure.
So what's the most memorable moment for you? There must be many.
Cherished lot, yeah. Loved speaking with Amir Khan because I really looked up as a kid. Loved speaking with Priyanka. Everyone was so sweet. No airs about being a Bollywood celebrity. Nothing. I've had a very, very sweet, memorable experience with all the actors.
Do you remember also getting into trouble for having those April Fool pranks? They were court cases. Can you believe it?
We were involved in a court case for almost 5-6 years because we pulled a April Fool prank. What was my excuse on radio? Cops have knocked on the doors and said, "Announce madre, hey, madre, ivala madre, full of the Even then, I didn't give up. I said, just like how we celebrate Independence Day, Republic Day, Valentine's Day, we also celebrating April Fool's Day. That's what I announced on here. Just maintained our ground, for which we had a public...
I remember there was this people who were so unhappy they wanted to set fire to the entire building. And
crazy. That case went for 5 years. I got to the court for that April Fool case. Oh God. Yeah, we have done some crazy things, Faiz, but all good.
But it also showed the kind of power radio enjoyed.
Absolutely.
You remember also there was one more April Fool prank which we ran a year before that.
Nandi Hills.
The Nandi Hills one. Helicopter and all that. Even that. Got a crazy response.
We genuinely had people saying, so the prank was, we announced, I think on radio saying, we have so many gifts accumulated in our storage, we want to clear it. It's like an April Fool clearance day.
₹1 sale.
That is when Palace Grounds. Anybody wants to come to the Palace Grounds and buy anything you want. People had come in trucks, people had come in their cars, bikes, and they were disappointed that it was a fool, and that's how it became a case. The other one was, I think we roped in Ramesh Arvind, actor for this, helicopter, we are throwing laptops, whatnot. There were messages saying, sir, corner alli bedsheet kon kaita ideve, drop the gift. Those things really happen. It just goes on to...
It really shows the power of radio.
Yeah, really.
But for me, I think the funniest incident was that at that point of time in the studio, you used to sit in, give cricket updates, those scores with a small TV.
Yeah, it's okay, fast. Things of the past. Forget all that. I know what you're referring to.
Yes. For the benefit of viewers, you can share that incident well.
I am not a big cricket fan. You might hate me for this, that's the truth. I am zero interest in cricket. Except maybe it is, my appetite is slightly better because of IPL. Back in the days, our boss Anil Machado used to say, hey, you guys do about everything, but why are you not talking about cricket? People love cricket, talk about cricket. At least do score updates, is what he said. So one fine day I decided, okay, today let me talk about cricket. Switched on the TV, there was a match that was going on, I think India, Pakistan, whatever. So I've seen the TV back in the days, and I gave a score update. Later on, he came running, saying, you fool! That's the highlight of a match. How are you giving live score update? Oh my God! Plus, I've also opened a
contest
poll, kind of a opinion saying, who do you think will win? There are people, see, they say, Yatha Raja Tata Praja, just like how I am. There are people who are equally bad in cricket. They have responded saying India might win. I am giving a score update from a highlight of a match. Yeah, that has happened too, and not very proud of it, but it's really hilarious, I think, what happened.
Funny moment in the life of radio.
Yeah, there were many. I switched off the entire station once.
So, Prithvi, you worked with multiple stations, okay, and I don't know if it would be politically right or wrong.
Anything is politically right and wrong.
But in terms of culture,
yeah,
how do you see different radio stations? Because could be just your work could be same, your studios could be by and large.
But culture makes a big difference.
Yeah, and
Radio One had the best culture ever when you and I started 2006.
So true.
You'll not believe. So when I went to another radio station for the interview, the first question he asked was, Prithvi, I know that you come from a Radio One culture, but it's not going to be a picnic here. That goes on to show how people spoke of Radio One as a culture. We were exemplary. A lot of stations said, I think, without taking names of other channels, I have been told that other radio stations have very positively, they spoke of our culture. Radio One has had such a really cool media culture.
To experience a culture like that in your working career is a privilege by itself.
And full points to the management on top. People like Shaiju, Varki, people like Machado and the rest of us, even that plays a very big role.
Definitely.
In how you want to manage a place, the culture, and how it has been distilled from him to you. you to the rest, whoever came in on board. That was
But I also feel that culture plays a very important role. Also, because while life felt like a picnic, happier people are far more productive because the kind of output which we could bring to the table was also unparalleled.
absolutely. I totally agree. I think the HRs of different companies should really work on making the atmosphere more vibrant. I have served as a host for many companies. I've seen great culture in a lot of companies. One that really pops up in my head is SAP. They have won the best place to work so many times. In some places, the moment you walk in, you know the culture, the way people respond,
The vibe.
the vibe. Some people, some places have it, but as you rightly said, I think it dramatically improves the overall happiness quotient, productivity quotient up with that kind of culture.
Prithvi, one thing which I also noticed is when you became a part of Bigg Boss, your popularity catapulted to a different
Yeah.
level altogether. While you did great, you are doing great at radio, but the Bigg Boss experience was fascinating, I suppose. I would like to know more about what changes did Bigg Boss bring to your life?
It introduced my face to the world. Radio is an invisible invisible medium. Of course, people could have Googled, but I'm saying people to see me as I am. That happened in Bigg Boss. 1 month of Bigg Boss catapulted my popularity to I don't know, 10x.
Unprecedented levels.
I didn't expect that. I didn't know that so many people watch Bigg Boss in the first place. Casually, I got a call saying, would you like to be a part of Bigg Boss? I said, definitely, yes, why not? And everyone in Bigg Boss, I think all the viewers loved me. I've received so many messages from across the world. People are watching Bigg Boss in America, from wherever, YouTube or across the world, wherever there are Kannadigas. My Kannada fans went up on
Skyrocketed.
Insta. I remember, I think back in the days I had some 20,000 plus followers. Just coming out of Bigg Boss, it was plus 9,000 more. Just in that month. So it introduced, people saw my face, saw me, and my avatar in Bigg Boss. So it was really liked and loved by people.
One important question, Prithvi. Usually, what happens is when people achieve this kind of fame, traditionally, what happens is they pivot their careers, say, from radio to television to something else. Like a lot of peers, like Shraddha and Danish, they have made a big impact in the digital world with Instagram and
Yeah.
into comedy and stuff like that. Was this a conscious move from your side that you would stick to radio, or is it something which just happened?
It's something that just happened, and all my life I've been only doing this. This is my familiar devil. This is all that I really
True.
knew. All that I really know is still this. Digital is very new. It's still evolving. We don't know where it can go. But there are people who I think really enjoyed and took their skits and things they do on digital to a different level. Danish being a great example. So is Shraddha. I stuck to this because it's what I really know doing. I dabble a little bit on Instagram here and there, but otherwise I'm happy in this space.
No, you run a significant page, but I feel from a content
Not so active.
creation point of view, it's something. Would you like to focus something on that, or you feel that let it be the way it is and
I think let it be the way it is.
organic?
Yeah, organic. I sometimes get an idea, I want to do it, I do it. It's not, but if you are a content creator and if you want to make a living out of being a digital influencer, having your YouTube channels or running your Insta pages, that is a full-time profession too. You hire editors. For example, this podcast, you have people who are helping you, assisting you. That becomes your full-time
True.
job, I'm guessing. But I'm already running I'm the helm of two of my own ships, that is anchoring and radio. So I'm happy doing this.
For the longest time, and I'm sure even you enjoyed your morning show hosting the maximum? I think a lot of people would always also mention that they used to love, starting their day with your voice.
Yeah.
And in the morning traffic, especially the Bangalore's notorious traffic, it was your voice which would actually make them laugh all the way to office and create a stress-free environment.
I'm so glad.
For Prithvi, what actually takes him in the morning that, what does, it make for you to go and jumpstart everyone's day?
So now my shows are in the evenings.
Correct.
The very fact, so radio for me, Faz, is therapeutic. I go behind the mic, I'm a happy person. The fact that I have the power to influence people, impact lives, crack a joke. I try to cover everything that's happening in and around the city to in and around India, what's happening in the world, and give my own take to it, keep it light-hearted. Over the years, I've understood how to better my craft. It's a continuous ongoing process. The way I see it is different. Or the way I see it is, I always put myself in the shoes of an audience member. That gives me a perspective as to what can be entertaining for me. If I don't like listening to what I am about to say, I will change it.
Mm-hmm.
Same with a live audience when I'm hosting a show. I first put myself in the shoe of a person in the audience. Back in the schools, the one boring part in every function was this one person coming and giving a long speech.
Very true.
I don't want to be that person ever. So be in the audience to know, oh my God, is anyone listening to me? Do I want to talk like that? Is how I have corrected and rectified myself to be quick, short, crisp, and take a dig, see the lighter side of life. And that has entertained people and kept the tone a certain way, a certain kind of tonality. And in the process, they've enjoyed the humor that comes quickly. I strongly believe brevity is the soul of wit. Come quickly, crack, get out. Don't talk unnecessarily on radio or on stage, anywhere.
Very true.
I think people really think the moment you have to come behind the mic, you change your diction, change your accent, your tonality and everything. No, just be you. If being you has worked, be you. If being you has not worked, then something for you to reflect and change.
तो कुछ नहीं हो सकता तुम्हारा.
So you be same here, whether you're behind the mic or whether you're off air or on air, same.
And one brilliant thing I've learned in radio is when people typically ask you that how many people listen to you, and I think we were taken through this training and we were very categorically told that you are listening to only one, there's only one person you are talking to.
That is
the game changer.
Game changer. Honestly, even today when I listen to so many radio jockeys, they don't get that right. For those who are listening, I think it's a good tip for anybody, public speaking or anybody, if you're speaking to anybody. You speak in the style and tone as though you're speaking to one person. When you go on air, I don't say, "Good evening to all of you, Bangalore."
No.
I would say, "Good evening to you." For a person who's listening in his or her car, it sounds like this person is talking to you, to one person. All 1 lakh people who are listening experience the same. Versus like a public speech style, "Good evening to all of you. Good evening, Bengaluru. How are you all doing?" Versus "How are you doing? How was your day?" It lands like as though you're talking to one person. That was a game changer. Speaking in such a way that as though you're speaking to one person.
So that's the reason radio is a personalized medium.
But some people they haven't got it.
Very true.
If that will change, so it's such a noticeable change in the style of speaking if you just get that right.
That they might get right, but how would they, what is the secret of that humor, Prithvi?
But Faz, everyone has their style.
True.
My favorite is to
humor.
go humor. I will not ever
Suggest.
everyone should be humorous
Funny.
on it. You play to your strength, whatever your strength could be. Your strength could be to being really analytical, to really have this critical thinking that you can impart some information in a certain style. My style and my go-to is humor. You figure out your style and play to your strength than anything else.
Be authentic.
Yeah, authentic. Be authentic. Be real. Be honest. Truthful. That will change everything. You don't have to work too hard. If
And
you're
it-
honest
And this has come naturally to you.
no, it has not come naturally. It is trained.
Acha.
I was not like this. I always used to have somebody else in mind when I speak, change my diction. The moment, all that I've shared, that the moment you have a mic, people change. That was genuinely me because I was not comfortable. I was not even sure what am I. Everything was, I had so much influence from listening to people. I should be like this. Oh, this is the only way to be. Oh, no, I think this is how you should be. That took time to break those shackles and was so handcuffed till then. So it has not come naturally. It is being conscious. Every time I put myself in the audience shoes, I ask myself, is this what I want to be? Is this how I want to be heard? Those things slowly change. That's how I rectified and course correct.
It takes a lot of effort to be effortless.
Yeah, for somebody like me, but for some people it comes very naturally. It comes even sooner and naturally. For some. For me it didn't. I took my own time.
Who have been your icons in your life, Prithvi?
I have, every time I heard Rohit Bakar on air, I was like, wow, he sounds so good. That was when I was a kid, back in the days. I've also heard Amin Sayani, Ji Haan. I used to do all those imitations for fun.
That's legendary.
So everyone has their own style. The biggest difficulty was to not imitate anyone and just be you. That itself took so much time. To be comfortable in my skin took so much time for me. Be it on stage or be it behind the mic in a studio. To just be speaking naturally like this. I would have been a little more conscious many years ago. Perhaps I would be speaking a little differently to you. That would be very conscious, very careful.
We used
But now I
to
just let go.
we used to enjoy the mimicry you used to do of Amitabh Bachchan also.
Hardly.
The funny mimicry.
Pale imitation. रिश्तेवान तुम्हारे बाप लगते हैं Rajni
The
sir.
Rajni sir was a revelation by its. We also had a lot of interesting characters on the stations like Katie Kunjamon and Chamrajpet Charles.
Those quests were legend. I think that was the only segment that we had where we hired an agency to come up and do some segments.
And they brought out the best of Bangalore. Who could have
the
thought
real
of
spirit and essence
Chamrajpet
of-
Charles? But coming to Bangalore, you've always been a Richmond boy. And if you're not in your studio, people can see you actually walking around, visiting various gyms of Bangalore around Richmond Road. But how do you see the city changing? What is your opinion about? There's a lot which is being spoken about the Bangalore landscape has changed in this last 2 decades. How have you seen the city changing?
I have experienced both the worlds. The old Bangalorean. I am an old Bangalorean. And the Bangalore that it has become. I think traffic has become unbearable. I know this, everyone speaks, but that is the truth, unfortunately. That's because we apparently register almost 2,000 plus vehicles every single day.
Quite a big
But
number.
the infrastructure is not developing in the same proportion, and therefore more and more vehicles get added onto the Bengaluru roads, and that has become a nuisance. Fortunately for me, I've been lucky to have the radio station somehow close by to where I live. So
Walking
I've always
distances.
walked all my life, everywhere, except for fever that was very far off. I would like to believe as that the civic sense of people, this is my personal opinion, you tell me yours too, may have improved slowly over the years. The number of people who would roll down their glass and throw the chips packet outside back in the days to now hopefully may have come down. And the lane discipline is bad yet, but I think more and more people are getting sensitized. Hopefully, it's in my personal opinion of seeing Bangalore in my lens. What do you think?
I think people don't have a choice, so they become more patient, is what I sincerely feel. Because they know that there isn't much one can do.
And
See, today.
and there's no much place to move so frequently to stay in the same place and okay, figure out what to do. Patience, okay, that's a good one. Good point, yeah.
So, Bangalore as a city can actually, help you develop your patience as well.
Very much. I love the city, but I love Bangalore. If not for the traffic, I love every bit of it.
Yeah, I wouldn't also change it for anything.
Nothing.
Yeah.
It's fantastic, but yeah, I think the existing governments need to really look into the road repair and infrastructure and just make it worthwhile for all the investors and the companies.
And develop some humor if somebody is, criticizing them.
They do have a great sense of humor. They don't repair the roads. Nice! Good sense of humor. Potholes, they will not anything. Hey! They have a great sense of humor already. I don't think they should improve their humor in that sense.
They should improve the roads rather.
Yeah, they genuinely need to make it worthwhile for investors. So big companies coming on board, and people who love the city. We love the weather in Bangalore. We are blessed to have this, geographically blessed too. I think they need to up their game and really improve the public transport system a lot more. Thereby, you can rely less on private vehicles. I keep saying that on air too, but it has to really happen. Just genuinely, what needs to happen for Bangalore to even flourish and thrive more than what it already is.
So, Prithvi, it's been lovely talking to you, and this is what they call, being an icon unplugged in a real manner.
Super.
So, thanks so much for doing this for us. We need your best wishes.
All the best. Faz, you tell me, how can I help you? We'll help you. Why don't you have some ads on radio? You know how radio works. Come on radio too. We'll just promote this. Thank you. Privileged to.
So we'll definitely do that as well.
Thanks. I'm really humbled that you've put me under the umbrella of Icons. Thank you, Faz. Love to you.
You are an icon, and this is the best way to give you that compliment that this has been our first show, and we wanted it to begin with the best.
Awesome. Thank you very much, and all the best for this space, Music Cafe. All the very, very best.
Thank you. Prithvi, one of the things, because this is also a music cafe, and you being a great patron of music, where did that come from? Who's your favorite music artist, your favorite songs?
A lot of my favorites. I grew up listening to Tamil songs, Kannada songs, all sorts. It all comes from my mother. Her name is Indu Vishwanath. She, the greatest civilian honor in India is Bharat Ratna. In Karnataka is Karnataka Ratna. Right after that is Rajotsava Award. She's the recipient of that.
Oh.
She's the first lady music director in Karnataka.
That's wonderful. I didn't know this.
Yeah, her name is Indu Vishwanath. It all comes from her. We were asked to learn Hindustani for a year. I play the harmonium, I play the keyboard, I just dabble a little bit with ukulele. I have the ear for music, it comes from my mother. So there was no reservation at all listening to music back in the days. Ilayaraja's music, a lot of S.P. Balasubramaniam, lot of lovely Kannada songs. Listening to English music happened much later for me, like the jazz. I like all kinds of music, a lot of Bollywood music. Now though, the professional, occupational hazard, only Bollywood. Ever since Radio 1 made that shift in 2006, I started listening to more of Bollywood because of the job, Radio 1, because of the radio station back in the days. Now I'm familiar with all the Bollywood songs. Now, some of you were asking, how do you select the music in a radio station? I'm going to reveal a big secret out, okay? On Icons Unplugged, radio jockeys do not select their music.
Yeah.
There is a music manager in place, always. Radio jockeys entertain the choice already made. We have the choice to select one or two songs here and there for the change in the weather. Suddenly, somebody wants a request. We can. Ideally, there is a professional music manager that is played by mood mapping. There is a science behind that. It's not randomly we're picking any song. There is mood mapping. Everything is very scientific in a radio station. So that's how we don't pick the songs. But in All India Radio back in the days, even now I don't know, we used to go to the library and pick our own songs. But in private stations, it's not so.
Yes, it's completely the AI of the day.
Yeah.
So that's interesting, Prithvi. You revealed a secret.
Yeah.
And you spilled a lot of beans. And
Enjoy.
this was Radio Unplugged in a real manner.
True. A lot of people don't know that.
So, Prithvi, as a token of our appreciation, we have we also want you to sign this for us.
Sure.
Okay. And
With lots of love to this place and more conversations and
Sure.
everything that happens in this space, Music Cafe. My love to you. Thank you for having me, Faiz. Thank you for considering me as an icon.
that you are.
I am leaving this with lots of love and good wishes to the space and everything that happens here.
Thank you so much. It means a lot.
Thank you. Ta-da. Thanks. Thank you for having me, Faiz. My love to every stakeholder.
Sure.
of
Totally.
Icons
That's
Unplugged.
lovely. Thank you, Prithvi, for this.